Well, howdy, partners. It's the weekly roundup.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the weekly roundup. We're on week 11 now. It's just myself and Tam again this week. Hopefully, Tom's going to join us on a bit later. But if he doesn't, then you're just stuck with us too. So apologies for that. Yeah. But good evening, mate.
How are we, mate?
Yeah, not too bad.
Have you been throwing any more darts? Have you?
Mate, I don't know if you've seen it on the Junior League chat. Excuse me, mate. I've had a bit of a nightmare week with Dexter.
Right.
He's broken his collarbone.
Oh, I did, mate. I did.
Oh. And it's his...
Was it not? It was his brother that he challenged, was it not? Was it not his brother that he tackled?
Yeah, he tackled Archie in training, and Archie fell awkwardly on him, and just snapped straight away. He knew. So that's his dart arm. He's absolutely devastated because he can't play darts, and he's obviously in the Junior League, and he was on good form. Archie's absolutely gutted because he feels guilty. I'm still pretty much disabled with my wrist. It's just, all doom and gloom in this. I'll have some, mate, but we're getting there.
Huh? Yeah. So, what's the prognosis? Is it going to be for a while, or sort of rough? 6
to 8 weeks. Had the fracture clinic yesterday, and he's in a sling. His arm's sort of like stuck like this, and anything up to 8 weeks really. But he's absolutely devastated.
I think it'll be one of those ones though. Once he does start to get some movement in it again, darts is probably a good sort of. It's no impact, so it's a good sort of thing to get it moving again. Get his shoulder and arm moving. So, yeah.
We tried doing the Egri approach, and he was throwing darts with his opposite arm.
No.
And they were going all over the place. I said, look, probably best you stop that, mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just give yourself some time to recover and save the flat, because I've not long decorated it.
It's one of those ones as well, mate. It should be good for the next season kicking off again as well. So
yeah, man. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay, done it.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's just one of the worst things for him because he's so active.
Yeah, this is it. And it's like if that's your thing, if you enjoy sort of doing sports and outdoor stuff, it's obviously not the best.
Yeah, it is what it is, mate. But yeah, that's enough for my doom and gloom. How's things for you? All right?
Yeah, I was out on Sunday. Myself and Michelle, we'd got one of those Amazon vouchers. Place called the Luna Rosa. It's in the place in Redford. I know you won't know what I'm talking about. It's just outside of Paisley. And absolutely lovely. Best minestrone soup I've ever had. So obviously we had some drinks as well because I wasn't working on Monday. Dylan had ordered a kebab. So I came in, it's like you've a few beers in. So I sat and ate the rest of his kebab. Up middle of the night, like, Jesus Christ, my stomach's thinking that way you can feel yourself starting to weighty and all that sort of stuff. And I got up in the morning, I was saying to Michelle, because she was working, I really don't feel very good. And she'd said Dylan was the same. He was off school. I think it's his kebab. She gave the two of us food poisoning, I think.
Oh, mate.
Two of us were. That was why I didn't even enter the tournament last night, because I was totally gubbed. Totally and utterly gubbed.
Yeah.
Dylan was the same, so we reckon it was that kebab.
The curse of a dirty kebab.
Yeah. But I was thinking it was just, at first you go, it's just because I'd had quite a few beers. Then you realise you're like, no, this isn't just beers. It's like that feeling, the shivery feeling and all that. You're going, that's not right.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
especially when Dylan goes down as well. You think, oh,
yeah,
God.
that's what I meant. Obviously, that's what it was. That's obviously been that bloody kebab.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy days, mate.
No. So, 11 weeks in then.
Yeah, mate.
Flying through the leagues, aren't we?
Yeah, look, when I made my prediction last week about the easy 6 points thing, mate, I only managed to get one of my games played, and that was against a certain Mr. Hawes.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's funny. He can't make it this week. I don't know if it's got anything to do with the result from that match, because he said that I was never taking any points off of him. I think it was it 4-1, I think the final result was. It was horrific. It was, the two of us were just like, this is absolutely shocking. It was just so poor. But yeah,
Was it the
3
doubles
points.
or the
3
score
points
building?
in the bag. I think I actually played quite well at the beginning, and then we had this. I was like a really high average. Then I think it was the second leg, and it was just Jesus Christ, we couldn't hit anything. But then I managed to get back on track again, but Tom couldn't. He just kept throwing piles of absolute dung. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I had it. I was trying to play. Was it last week or the week before? Just before Dexter injured himself. He was like, "Come on, Dad, let's just do best of 3, see how we get on." And I think before I got down to the double, I was on a 78 average, and I thought, "This is unheard of." I finished the leg on a 19 average. Mate, I was just struggling on the doubles. I obviously went my normal route of going for the 16s, and then you chase yourself, don't you? 16s, 8s, 4s.
no, they end up
Then you
Matthews.
house, and then it's just game over. And yeah,
Because it's funny because I was playing Tom. It must have been Saturday. It must have been, and we were playing, and it was horrific. We were struggling to get into the 40s. It was one of those. It was like 48 dart legs every leg. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is just beyond a joke. This carry on. But yeah.
it happens, mate. It happens.
Then you have a day when you just throw amazing darts. It's a bizarre old game. Strange old game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of the European Championships?
I've not seen any darts at all, mate, at all. Like I said, it was quite a busy weekend, so I was out and about.
Yeah, must have seen Nathan Aspinall getting a win finally.
I'd seen that he had won. So I get on you, lad.
Yeah, stick with it. It will happen.
Speaking of tournaments, do you want to rattle through these tournaments from last week
Yeah, mate.
and Monday?
James sent that over, hasn't
Before my phone runs out of battery. So we've got Wednesday, 501 over 50s. Max Walker beat Mark Jackson 4-3. Well done, young sir. And Thursday, 501 under 50s. Baz made some, I don't know how the hell you'd say his name. He 4-3 against Jardinio, David Jardin. And then we had the Friday daytime one, which I actually played in. It was a 501 standard. James Morgan won 4-0 against Stephen Shocker Walker. And he's actually put in brackets. He didn't lose a leg the whole tournament. James never lost a leg. I played him in it, and he was relentless. It was like every time he won a double, he see me nail it. And it's Jesus Christ. I think I had one shot at a double, and I played.
Yeah.
I played all right. He was on it.
When he's on it, he's really on it. He's relentless, isn't he?
Oh. So all of these guys, like Stephen as well, they're all just, once they get on, getting a run, you just take cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's Saturday, progressive rounds. I never even got a shot of that. Stephen Walker won 6-1 against Michael Wood. So I don't really know what that was. I'd seen James had put it up, but I didn't get a chance to catch up on what the sort of different formats were. So I don't really know. And Monday, which was yesterday, 501 over 50s. Oh, we've got Neil Cooper with a 4-1 against Noah Hinton.
Beautiful. Good result for now.
The 301 dildo, as I like to call it. Peter Peters beat Malcolm Van Wyck 4-3. And that's this week's tournament results. One night tournament results, that's.
Still getting plenty of interest as well, aren't they? Which is nice to see.
Yeah, mate, yep. You were expecting it to sort of fade away, but it's definitely not. Don't get me wrong, we're not getting the same numbers we were when we had that big influx, when it was just crazy bananas every week, every time you put something up. We're still getting plenty of numbers. Still great fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the opposite to what Neil said to me in the chat. A few weeks back, we were replacing quite a lot of people in the leagues.
Yeah.
And Neil said, "Don't worry, mate, it'll calm down soon because the World Championships are over now. Everyone will sort of get over it, realise they're not as good as they think they are.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, it still hasn't settled. We're still getting through some people in the leagues. So yeah, had to replace another 3 during the week, and we got another 3 that we're sort of like waiting on responses on, but that's not looking promising either.
I think the thing is, well, mate, I think it's the cost of the group getting bigger. I think you're going to get people, time wasters, or people that join up and they don't realise for some reason what's involved in it or whatever it is. But you're always going to get it, unfortunately, mate.
Yeah,
But yeah.
we do. But thankfully, we've got some very patient people sat in the waiting room who are very keen to jump in and take over. So I guess on that note, we will welcome Samuel Nicol to the group. He's gone into Group A. We got Tom Dazzleville. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong there, mate. And we've also got Alex Shields that we've welcomed into the leagues as well. So yeah, we've got three newbies that are getting straight involved with the action, which is good to see.
That's what we like to see, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you want to look at the kids? Anyway, since Tom's not here anyway.
let's do it.
Let's see what we goosey gander.
There's not much to talk through on the kids results-wise, because obviously with Dexter being out of action.
Oh, God, I'm forgetting about that, bud.
And we've got, obviously, Kobe that's already left. So, first thing to shout out was Archie's game, where we round 6, Archie's game against Alfie. A really, really good game. Alfie went 1 leg up, and then Archie managed to dig deep and come back with a 3-1. But it was one of them games when they both got really good score building down to the doubles, and it literally could have gone either way. And Archie was almost looking at the phone when Alfie was throwing, thinking, oh, God, right, I've got another 3 darts at this now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cracking game. Nice comments between each other after the game as well. So, we're looking forward to round 2.
It's good when you get those sort of games, mate. It makes it more exciting if it's a bit closer.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And good sportsmanship between them two as well, which was nice to see.
Good.
Yeah, obviously, Zach got the 1-0 against Kobe because he dropped out of the league. And then Harry and Preston, they had the game confirmed, but I think Preston forgot. He went out for the day and forgot the game was on. So I've just given Harry the 1-0 because he turned up, went for the game. And then, yeah, obviously Dexter and Isabel, they need to catch up. But there is a couple of things to shout out. Archie hit his first 180 this weekend. And
I seen that, mate. I'd noticed that. Brilliant.
He was absolutely flooded with tears. And then young Colin, the Charmer Palmer, also smashed out a 180. Gav sent me the picture. Then he had a comp. I think he done it in his academy. And apparently the room was absolutely bouncing. So, yeah, huge congratulations to them 2 young lads in the 180 club. Nice to see.
Nice. Yeah, it's not that easy to get them, but once you get one, it's amazing that you will hit some more after you get one. It's quite strange. Usually your next one isn't that far away. It's a strange thing. You chase it for that long and then you get a couple of them in the one time.
Pressure's off then, isn't it? So,
yep, she's hit me, isn't it?
That is the juniors.
Nice, man.
No point looking at the table because there's a couple of games left to play, so we'll touch base on that again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, definitely. You want to just get into the leagues then?
Yeah, mate, jump straight to it.
Go, bud. You see them?
Yeah, mate, just zooming in. So we are, where are we? Round 11, aren't we? So we start with Dan H with a 3-3 draw against Jake Ryder. Then we've got Joe Joinson with a 4-1 win against Colin Palmer. Nick Mitchell lost 4-2 to Egri. Nice result, Egri. And then Fraser Smith got 4-2 win against Brandon Jacks. And last but not least, Grant Silk with a 4-0 win against Tom Pavitt.
It was funny, I put up a shot we were talking about a match and Joe thought it was him that we were talking about. He said, I'm sitting there like that, trying to work out. But I can't remember what the thing was because he's going, I'm not top of the league or whatever it was. I thought he was talking about me for a bit there. But yeah.
No, not you, Jack. However, you're not far off.
No, you're not, mate.
4 points in it. So, yeah, look at that, man. They're still bunched up, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a tight old league. Yeah, looking good, mate. Looking good.
Come on, Colin. You got
Yes,
another
it
win
is,
in you
mate.
yet, mate? I think there's one group that we're going to get to that's really tight. I think it's like J or K. Can't remember what it was.
So, on to Group K, let's see if this is the one. Get Richard Farley 4-0 against Young Tommy. Levi and Lewis with a 3-all. Josh Hunt and Matt Kemp are still to play. Get my favourite guy, Kieran Gash. It's a 2-0 against Tom Deceville or Dasseville.
Yeah, Tom would have inherited that loss because he's the new one that's come in.
Yeah. And we'll get Rogan Josh here, 4-2 against Michael Davis. Regan.
Yeah, Matt's got an agreed catch-up game.
Right. So, not quite as tight, but still tight enough. You still get anyone from basically down there that can get into the top 3. Yeah. Looking good.
Still doable.
Yep. And
Right. It might be this one, yeah, Neil Turner. So Group J, we have Neil Turner picking up a 4-2 win against Midlab. We got Daniel Hucker with a 4-1 win against Taylor Sargent. Then we got a 3-all draw between Tom Ruff and Pete Stewart, the surprise. Then we got Daniel Wellesby with a 4-2 win against Tom Matthews. And last but not least, Malcolm Chappell the Chappie with a 4-1 win against Ronan Foley.
I keep saying every week I'm going to change his name, put him Chappie Chapel.
Chappie
But
Chappell.
if he doesn't watch it, if he doesn't watch this, he'll go, "Why the hell's my name Chappie?"
Let's be honest, he probably
So I
doesn't.
suppose we better mention the fact that Neil is sitting top of the league because he bloody get on about it in the admin chat. We'll never hear the end of it
We've
if we
been
don't
made to
mention
bring
the
it up,
fact.
haven't we?
We've been forced to talk about this. Well, not happy about talking about it, but we've been forced to. Yeah,
However,
that's tight as well.
yeah, it's got to be this group they were talking about in the chat. Look how tight that is.
But that could all change next week. That's bananas. They could. I mean, I'm not trying to jinx you here, Neil or Tom. If they could get people jumping above them. Yeah, one of them could end up
all the
dropping
way
out the top 3. Yeah.
all the way down to Daniel in 7th. There's like 5 points in here. It's like,
That's bananas.
yeah, so much can change in that group over the coming weeks.
Because even right down the bottom as well, they're not totally out of it either. They just need a wee win and running and you can start climbing your way back up. But yeah.
Yeah,
There's a Pete hanging on there as well.
you think the bottom 3 we're talking about, it's not going to take much for them to climb out of that.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying, just to get drag the rest of them back into the dogfight.
Yeah, everyone else is back in the danger zone, aren't
Mm-hmm. What a group. I got Luke Elson and Mike Ehlers 3 each. Cole Whittle and Peter Wijbenga with a 3 each. Ryan Birch 4-2 against Oliver Martin. Adam Smythe with a 3 each with Alfie Haycox. Nick Gerrard 4-2 against Arwell Davis. There we go. It's quite tight as well. It's not that.
This one is.
Against a dogfight for between the top 4.
Eight is still
Peter
in
isn't
contention
too far
there.
away. Yeah, he's sniffing about, mate. He's not far away. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another good group to watch, I think.
Yeah. We need to try and get some more matches streamed. We've not done very many of them recently.
And we keep talking about it, and then it's just before you know it, another week's gone, isn't it? It's
Yeah, this is it, mate, innit? And
life.
try to get people to arrange times as well when we can actually arrange getting the commentary on it.
Yeah. We'll have another go.
Yeah.
So, Group H, round 11, we have Ross Hasty with a 4-2 win against Jack Harwood. Then we got David Jones 4-2 against James Hutch. Ryan Haskey with a 4-0 against Gary B. Then Greg Roberts 4-1 against Michael McFarland. And lastly, Mark Slater with a 4-2 win against Alex Shields.
You slag.
That was unlucky for Alex, so that was his first game in.
Oh, was
Got
it?
got a couple of legs though, so
Tight as well. Jeez, oh. Tight.
and I know we've sort of touched on this before, but I almost feel a little bit awkward when a space comes up and I advertise it in the waiting room and it's like, this group is 47 to 48.3, and people probably look at it thinking, that's a bit precise. But this is
What it
why,
is.
because they are so tightly
Yeah.
packed. As soon as we put an outlier on there, it's just not going to be competitive, and I'd much rather it stay competitive like this.
No, 100%, but 100%. I think this is the one that Joe thought what was him we were talking about. I think it's Joe McClelland that we were talking about last week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Connor Finney and Reggie Boy 0-0. I'm assuming they couldn't get it organised.
Reggie Boy is potentially going to have to get replaced. We've reached out and sent him a message, and we're just waiting to see if we get a reply, just to say that you still want in, because
Yeah,
in the couple of weeks, the week before with Matt.
I just seen that with Matt.
So that is a potential replacement. So Reggie, if you're watching this, mate, and you want in, please do make contact.
Reggie just came into the league too, just a few weeks ago, was it not?
Yeah, he's not long been in, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah, no problems. Just let us know either way, bud, if you're watching.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've got issues and there's a reason why you can't, if you let us know, we can always sort it round about that. We've got Joe McClelland, 4-2 against Derek Hiscock. Curtis Burton, 4-2 against Ellis Frank. Rich and Henrik are still to play for some reason.
Yeah, we're catching
And
up.
Tracy Hiscock with a 4-2 against Matt Stevens. Look at this.
Yeah, Joe's still sitting pretty.
He's off ski. He's not been caught.
No, he's done in these curtains for him.
Tracy there, yeah. Should just stay up there. I've got you backed up, member. You're
You
my
know what's
pick.
interesting though is that if Reggie does make contact and decide he doesn't want in, or we just don't hear from him, whoever takes over is going to come in straight at third.
Yeah.
So
But it is the
Yeah.
only fair way to do it, mate. There's realistically no other way to do it. There's no way you could go, right, guys, you need to play 10 games catch up just so that you can square it up. But you just have to take what you get. It goes back to what you
Oh, yeah,
said.
no.
It's like the other week there, if you're down if it's somebody down the bottom, you'd feel a bit crappy going, do you want to take that place over? By the way, you're sitting bottom and there's absolutely no chance of you getting promoted. That is what it is.
is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Well
Stay
done,
tuned,
Joe.
everyone.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
So on to Group F, we have Dan Hutchinson with a 4-2 win against Jamie Lynch. Jake and Billy, that is an arranged catch-up. Send that on the chat. Matthew Stocking got a 3-3 draw against Kyle Jobson. Peter Peters got a 3-3 draw against Rab. And then David Giardino, come on, David, 4-1 against James Donnelly.
And the Giardino.
Well done, the Giardino.
Oh, Rab's been knocked off his perch. I think it's the first time he's not been. No, it must have been the same last week. I'm fucking crap. Because the two of them got a draw.
But he's still picking up points, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a cushion there, so he's sort of. Yeah. He's got a 5-point cushion. So it's, yeah.
And you look at David Jardine. He had all them draws to start with, and now he's got 2 wins on the bounce.
And it just propelled them right up the leaderboard. It's bananas.
So,
Surprised that Peter Peters is down there. I thought he'd have been higher than that. Which I'll show you.
But he's
Yeah.
one win away from going up 3 spaces. So
Yeah, that's what I was saying, mate. It's a very, very strange still thing. A couple of wins and you just leapfrog as you're about to see when you get into Group D. Got Julian Reha. Don't even know if that's how you say your name, mate. Apologies if it's not. It's a 4-2 against Luke. Chris Stevens and Ryan Hodgson. That was a 4-2 for Chris. Steve Hunt and Anthony Dolan still to play. Oh, there's Dan the Man Newman. 4-1 against John Watson. John must have felt like flinging the dartboard right out the window after him getting his first win last week. But yeah, Michael Carey with a 4-2 against Ross Bramley.
I think that's Daniel's first win in a while, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because I was playing Dan in the team league. And it was one of those games, it was just very scrappy. But as you know, he's one of my bogey players.
Yeah.
And I'd sort of pulled away, but then it just turned into just very, very scrappy. But it ended up as a draw, and that's it. Because he messaged and said, I think it was a fair reflection of the match. And it was just a draw written all over it. It was left none of the twos wanted to win it.
Yeah.
It was one of those bizarre games. But yeah, there's John with his win, and then he throws it away again. Yeah, a silly sausage, John.
Yeah, another one that's tightly packed though. But well, Steve Hunt is a bit like Joe in Group G.
Yeah.
Easily run away with it.
I've not unbeaten. He's won every match. It's like that's some good darts.
Yeah, fair play to you, mate. So on to D.
Oh, mate.
So
Do you want to look
Tom
at last
Wars.
week's one since that was a catch-up, mate? That one there?
Yeah, do you know what? I think on this one we will just go back to group round 10 first. So there's a catch-up game in there, wasn't there, between yourself and Tom?
There was, mate.
Just 4-1 to Tam. Well done, mate. Cracking result, that.
I think that was that one that Tom says there's no chance you're taking any points off of me. I think you'll find, Tom, there's every chance I'll take points off of you, mate.
Every chance.
So, yeah,
He's a man of his word.
So I've got 2 games. I've got Chris Jordan, who he had reasons why he couldn't play, which is why it's obviously being deferred. But I'm playing him tomorrow evening, I believe. And I'm also playing Paul Houghton tomorrow during the day.
Yeah.
So Paul, I'm coming for you, son.
Who's
You're
coming?
going down. Your bogey player is coming for you. But yeah,
Well-
sorry, anyway, we've not even bothered doing any of the other. I'm just too busy talking about myself here, mate.
No, it's all good, mate. It's all good. So, yeah, obviously we're follow on from Tom losing 4-1 to you last week into round 11, where he has picked up a point. It's got a 3-3 draw against Roy the Monster. And then Mike Singleton got a 4-1 win against Tyler Neal. Friend Paul, he got a 3-3 draw against James Deere. We know about you catching up. Don't know what's going on with Aaron Flynn and Charlie. I did put a message on the chat earlier just saying, can you update me with what's going on?
Yeah,
But
what's going on? Yeah.
I don't think they've sent the message yet, but we'll find out what's going on with that one. We'll get caught up with it.
Yep. Look at the tumble force.
You springboarded right up.
I told you, mate. That's all it takes. A couple of wins and then you go doing. Me and Tom had mentioned that going. If you just get a couple of wins, you'll just leapfrog right up the board, and that's essentially what I'd done. Just 2 wins and a back-to-back wins, and all of a sudden, you sprang up.
You have gone from being dead and buried to now being in the safety zone.
To potentially challenging. If I would get a win, I'll jump up into. I would go above Paul, maybe.
Oh, you would, wouldn't you?
I'd be 3rd or 4th, so you're going going from like second bottom to bloody 3rd or
Shake the old
4th.
dart, though, mate.
It's bizarre, mate. But no doubt I'll turn up tomorrow and that'll be 2 losses. I'll have all this chat. So if I get 2 wins, that'd be what? I would jump into 3rd with 2 wins.
Relegation to promotion in a few games
Yeah.
of quality.
But I've got 2 games to play. Obviously, the one against Paul that's in the bag because I'm in his head all the time. As soon as he sees my name, he quivers. So yeah.
Quality.
So I don't mean. I
Yeah,
think
this
we'll
one
need to.
unfolds.
I think we'll need to try and get that one. Saying that's during the day, so we can't. I was going to say we could have tried to live stream that one, put some extra pressure on the big man, but it's during the day, so that won't work.
Yeah.
So on to Group C. Ben Payne with a 4-1 against Thomas Williamson. You got Darren Gribben and Andy. Yep, Andy, whatever your second name is, bud. Two of them are still
They're
to play.
They're playing tonight.
Right. And we've got Jay Russell with a 4-1 against Andy the Arrow. Oh, Colin Dixon with a 4-2 against Martin Ball. Didn't see that one coming. Don't get me wrong, Colin is a very good player. And Dale Woodcock and Adam Mills, the 3-all. There we go. See, I didn't see that one coming, but he's bloody sitting top of the pile.
Yeah.
Nice.
Series of good results for Cohen.
think
4 on
he's-
the trot.
I'm not saying he's safe, but he's certainly looking safer. He'd need to have an absolute disaster for him not to get promoted now. And it's a dogfight for the other two spots, I think.
Yeah. So Martin, he's had a draw and a couple of losses.
Mm.
So, but like we said, one win, and he's made himself comfortable again, hasn't he?
It's a funny old game, mate. A funny
Right.
ass guy.
Right, now we're getting into the big dog territory. More legs.
The real darts players.
Yeah. Group B, we have Jamie Scott with a 6-2 win against Matthew Clark. We have Andy Jones with a 6-2 against Colin Pestridge. Good result. And then Costin has a 6-3 against young Max Walker. And then Michael Wood, 6-3 against Jack Thomas. And to end it off, we've got Chris Stewart with a 6-4 against Gav. See how that looks. Yeah, look at Costin. Not a lot of room up there, though, is there?
No, I was going to say, mate, you're saying that, look, mate, all the way down to Michael Wood, there's only 3 points between them. So,
Saw 22, and you think, oh, that's a good benchmark. But then,
yeah, you look down and you go, geez, all the rest of them are just clipping each heel.
Jesus.
That's some good darts, boys. Yeah.
All the way down to 7th. Anything can happen.
Yeah. That's nuts. Absolutely nuts, right?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yes.
Keep it going.
Yeah, so we like to see it. Mixed bag. So on to the real big boys. Oh, Ollie Carter with a 6-2 against Neil Cooper. Stephen Walker, 6-0 against Gavin Fry. Samuel Nichol and James West have still to play. James Morgan, 6-3 against Itz. Kieran Brown, 6-4 against Noah H.
Sam's obviously only joined this week, so we're just giving him a couple of days to catch up. We'd rather he play his game than give it to him.
Yeah, that's exactly it. If you can sort of get it played. Yeah.
Ollie Carter.
Tighter than the
Yeah.
average tight thing. That's the thing with the, I've said it before, but with this top division, you don't get promoted, so it's basically just whoever comes first. I know obviously it would be like bronze and gold, but the gold, silver and bronze, but you still want to win it, don't you?
Yeah.
So I'm going to actually look to see when, because James and Ollie must still have to play. Let's see when
Lots
this
of
game is. Hopefully it's right at the end, and they can keep this going.
Oh,
No, it's not the last game anyway. I see it, yeah. I missed that.
no, can't see it there.
Unless they've already played the second one as well.
James, Noah.
It's fucking next week's. Pardon the French.
Oh, mate. Yeah, of course.
After looking through all that, and it's the two of them are playing. So that could be a big pivotal moment in the grand email thing.
Let's try and do a commentary on that one.
Yeah, definitely. So
I'll make a point of doing that. So if you're interested, lads, give us a bit of notice when you've got it.
Yeah, 100%. If you
Arrange.
let us know, and we'll maybe even get a couple of different people on to do commentary and make it just a total crazy night. Be good fun. So that is the leaks, mate.
Nice. Another good week. Remaining competitive, and anything can happen.
Exactamente.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Tom said he was hoping to join towards the end, but
It's not looking like it, is it?
was not looking too likely. Anything coming up this week?
Absolutely no idea, mate. Absolutely no idea.
I'm going to
Okay.
ask, as I always do. Have we got a venue?
No, I'm off tomorrow. I'm going to phone it. I'm going to phone them up. Tom said he tried to contact them. I'll get the number. I'll phone it tomorrow and get that arranged. So we really do need to get that sorted. We're running
just
out
so
of time.
people know where to book to stay.
Yeah. So I'll do that because we've not even booked anybody. I've not booked anything anybody to stay purely because of the fact that I don't actually know where the venue is. So there's no point in booking something that's at the other end of the city or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll get something sorted.
Yeah, sounds good.
So next week we will know what we're doing.
Quite
Maybe.
a statement.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that'll do us anyway, mate. Just a quick one this week, I think.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah, we've covered everything we need to, haven't we? So,
Yeah.
in that case, enjoy
Until
the rest
next
of your
week.
evening.
Laters, guys. And
Cheers,
cheers, big
guys.
boy.
Take care.
Catch you later, mate.
Yeah, mate.